think the environment has been...
What we're saying is have a heart.
We've got to be able to regenerate our
There'll
economy.
be people who are kind, people who are cruel, but that's life. You can be bigoted about Indians. I'm fine with that.
What's wrong with Singaporeans?
But I also want to draw the discussion away from what we see as structural discrimination in education to more racial discrimination, personal discrimination that we feel for one another, because that's a fault line. Nothing to do with what the government does. Do we have prejudice against other races? Why is it that Chinese, among all the races, have the largest number of Chinese friends and the smallest number of a Malay or Indian friend? Okay, this was the one Singapore, and you find that the Indians and the Malays have a higher percentage of at least one Chinese friend.
That's just maths.
Yeah.
That's
Your
just
maths.
maths.
Your maths.
Ratio.
Seriously, that's just maths.
No, isn't that too easy an answer?
Oh, I know. I think that you can't run away from maths. I mean, that's like, let's just do the numbers. You know, you talk about the pool.
No, and I think the schools have a lot to do with it. Eleanor, wouldn't you think so? The schools, look, District 9, 10, and 11. You know, it has everything to do with it, because how many Malays will live in District 9, 10, or 11? How many Indians will live there? All those expensive condominiums is all Chinese.
I don't think it's the residents.
Actually, you're wrong.
It's
The income of the Indians are higher than the Chinese.
that's right.
Those are the foreign Indians.
No, this is
They-
the average.
Yeah.
This is the average.
Yeah, but
the Chinese
still,
number
but
2,
still,
Indians
there
number
are
1.
no HDB flats in District 9, 10, 11, or there are very few. So
In
my
Holland
point,
V?
huh?
Holland V
There's
there.
only one Holland V, so Henry Park is there. But you name me, right? I mean, nothing has changed during our time.
Okay,
the
but I
moment-
want to move away from structural discrimination
What's that?
to the fault lines that we find in the discrimination with other
You see,
races.
when do we meet our non-Chinese friends? In primary school. We play, we quarrel, we fight, you know? Right? And then we grew up there. Okay? Right? So I remember I can count Indian friend, Malay friend, I can talk about, hey, why you are like that, why, and so on. But today, right, in many of the better primary school, you don't find a good minority around. Neighbourhood school, yeah. Okay? But my son went to Nanyang Primary School. Right? The whole Nanyang Primary School. Top school. The whole school, during when he was there, 6 years, they had only 6 Malays. Primary 1 to primary 6. Okay? So very difficult. His target was, hey, you find a Malay, make friend with him.
Can I move away from education? I really want to move into what I consider would be social discrimination, racial discrimination for race. I think structural discrimination we will
But you see, it all goes back to those structures. You said the schools, there's institutions.
So you're saying that the
etc.
schools don't offer the
Yes.
opportunity to mix?
No, schools do.
But that is school. After school, what happened? I mean, in our living, we're adults. Do we mix around with the people from different races?
Do you?
That's the question. Do you have the opportunity? The issue boils down to, do you have a common interest where the minority have a common interest together? For me, where we did motorcycling, our club, half of it are Malays. About 10-15% are Indians. 30% are Chinese. And then the rest are foreigners in here. I just came back from Malaysia. We had 110% that went. 50% of them are the Malays.
That's because Malays ride bicycle.
And a motorcycle.
Motorcycle.
But that's, you see, that's a common interest.
So that's not
because it's a
surprising.
common interest, we go together. And when we ride together, we are conscious that, we are riding as a community, we have the Malay participants. When we choose food, we have to make sure that, hey, let's go to a halal restaurant or halal. Otherwise, we are so-called discriminating against them and they will not be happy, that kind of thing. And then when they organize, they also consider that, hey, the Chinese are with us, let's find some halal restaurant food that actually cook Chinese cooking.
No beef or something.
Yeah. But if you had a Ferrari group of people, what race do you think they will be?
I mean, depends on whether there's
or even if you had a
minority
even Audi or BMW, right? Will you have 50% Malays going up with you?
It depends on the common interest. Is it whether the common
but this
interest?
is what I'm saying. But it all starts
They're
from.
too cool to drive BMWs.
But you see, but the problem is, it starts
even in the
from
running club or the cycling club, they are all the races because
Does
we have
this
a common
extend
interest.
to, okay, you socialize with them when you have your hobbies, your activities. Does it extend further beyond that? Do you invite them to your house? Do you go to their house?
When they have their opening, when they have their weddings, we go. They invite us. We go. When they have funerals, they invite. They inform us. We will go. And all those.
You're talking as a
occasions.
politician, or you're talking as
a club, as a interest group.
Okay.
Yeah. As a politician, we don't get involved in all this. Yeah.
I think that's in the arena of play, right? Sports and so on. You find the race doesn't really matter. But when you look at work,
of course it matters. You look at the sports. You brought up a very good point.
Yeah.
Even the sports is played along racial lines. Football is a Malay game, right?
who are the spectators? Mostly Chinese.
Doesn't matter. But the point you say,
who gambles on soccer?
yeah,
a lot of
but
Chinese.
this is the thing. So if the Chinese gamble, so they go and they say, but the people who play football. Now, the top boys' school don't play football. Do you know that? Now look at netball. I know netball well. I was a president, right? Now netball, I have always told my committee, we must make all the top schools play netball. So all the top schools play netball. Okay, Hwa Chong, Raffles, all those top schools, Convent, everything plays netball. And then you look at the netball team, really different color, right? Rainbow, right? But you look at the football team, you look at the table tennis team, you look at what other sport? You can see the racial lines there.
But nothing stops anyone of different race to say,
Nothing. Yeah. Why do the Chinese play table tennis? Why?
Because it's a Chinese game. What?
No.
They bring all the Chinese players. They bring all the Chinese
champions.
Why they bring all the Chinese players? That's what I'm saying. They bring all the Chinese players. The coaches are Chinese. What do you expect? Only the Chinese players.
But in the community center, when we play inter-constituency, right? If all races either play table tennis, Malay guy play table tennis, the Chinese guy want to play sepak takraw. You see, and the Malay guy want to play basketball also.
I think there's a cultural bias here. It has nothing to do with race. It's more cultural, right? Your family, your brothers, your father, and all that.
Well, I haven't been to a community center for a long time. Maybe things have changed.
But in the arena, talking about social discrimination, in the arena of play and all that, you see less of racial discrimination. In the arena of work, right, you might find some like job discrimination, promotion, and all that. It's a survey show. In the arena of life, daily life, as we interact, we don't see much, right? People don't say, hey, this is a Malay guy, I don't want to sit next to you or something. You go to the hawker center or MRT or cinema and see who is sitting next to me and so on. You don't find that. In the arena of family, right, means who I find to be my partner, we start looking at interracial marriages or that. You find that, well, it's still a minority, but it's a growing minority, right? So you find that behavior that seems to have a racial tone or flavor, right?